I'm sure a ton of you guys are sick of me talking about the Thanksgiving badges and how you can exchange them into rising weapon badges, so forth and so on. Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about what you can actually do with your rising weapon badge 4s in order to get Excubes, in order to get Meseta, so forth and so on. There's actually several methods. Like most of you guys, when you saw how many Excubes I had, I have like 5,000, 6,000 Excubes right now. You guys were like, how do you have so many? I'm going to be showing you how I got so much, as well as a alternative in case you need the Meseta to get your character strong enough to do what I'm currently doing. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to talk about is this breakdown over here, which Anamana very kindly shared with me, but he did a breakdown of how many Thanksgiving badges you can make every single day, as well as the total amount you can make and the amount of unique weapon badges you can get throughout this event. So he broke it down depending on characters, if you'd only do on 1 character, on 3 characters, 10 and 20. So most of us will probably be over here as free-to-play players with 3 characters, and a couple of us will be in this category over here because we only have 1 character. So there are several one-time missions that you can do, such as the Limited Arcs mission, as well as the Oracle Chef CO, which will reward you a total of 130 Thanksgiving badges. Remember, Thanksgiving badges are essentially Rising Weapon Badge 4s. And obviously when you have 10 characters, 20 characters, then it goes to like the extreme numbers, right? But more importantly is the repeatable ones. What quests should you be doing every single day in order to maximize your Thanksgiving badge gains? So there's one that is do 3 emergency trials. So this is when you're just doing a regular expedition and then someone's like, emergency, kill this boss, emergency, capture this boss, emergency, save the Lilipan, so forth and so on. So you just need to do a total of 3. You'll get rewarded 10 Thanksgiving badges for that. And you don't need to talk to any NPC to pick this one up, it's just automatically there. However, these 2 are client orders, so you do need to talk to Sha to pick up arcs on the menu, as well as King of Boss Enemies, and this will reward you an additional 30 if you complete both of them. Now, of course, if you do it on 3 characters, then you'll get even more. You'll get 120 total compared to just 40, okay? Then we do the breakdown. If it's 7 days, you get 280, 14 days, you get 560, and then 21 days, you get 840. So that's quite a lot of Thanksgiving badges, which again is basically Rising Weapon Badge 4s. Next up is the unique weapon badges. A lot of people aren't doing this. This is actually pretty beneficial for a lot of newer players, because in order to get your unique weapon badges, all you have to do is get a gathering fever. So you just go out, you do fishing, you do mining, and when you get to 14 stacks, you automatically proc fever, and you get rewarded 30 unique weapon badges. So if you do it on all 3 characters, which should take like 5 minutes at most, you'll get 90 unique weapon badges just for very minimal effort every single day. So if you do that throughout the entire event, that's 1,890 unique weapon badges. That is a ton. That can get you your Raven, your Nemesis, or whatever weapon you really wanted to plus 35 very, very easily. Alright, enough talk about that, let's talk about the triggers. So you want to come to the badge and memory exchanger in the red light district. You're going to talk to her and go to exchange rising weapon badges. And there's 2 methods that I recommend, 1 specifically to get Excubes and 2 specifically to make Meseta. So I'll talk about the Excube one because it's very simple. It's just go to Rising Weapon Badge Exchange Shop 3 and scroll all the way to the very bottom. And right here, there is the Barren Blossom trigger, which is Profound Darkness. This one is a group one. So if you have friends and you have people that want to do it together with you, just spam this. You know, everyone buys 1, or, you know, maybe take turns. I recommend taking turns. It's just easier that way. So like I would buy like 20, we burn through it, and like tomorrow someone else would buy 20, they burn through it, so forth and so on. I find that to be a lot more efficient. And the way that we do Profound Darkness is every 3 runs, we go clear inventory. So we'll go in, we'll do 3 consecutive runs, and everyone will just dump everything into their storage. And then after 3 runs, normally most free-to-play players' storage is going to be full. And when that's full, then we all leave, we all go to the shopping center, we identify all the weapons, crush everything down into Excubes, and then salvage all the other gear. And that usually takes about 10 minutes. And once that's done, then we all meet back up at Franca's Cafe, and then we run another 3 runs. And then after 3 runs, we rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And we usually do this for like 2 to 3 hours, maybe once a week or twice a week at most. And this has resulted in a ton of Excubes. Now, let's say you don't have Alliance, you don't have friends online. then you can consider doing the solo version. In the solo version, the boss has a lot less HP since it is solo. However, you will need some level of gear or some level of knowledge about the boss since you can only revive once. If you die twice during this trigger, you lose. It just automatically fails and you gotta redo the entire thing. So the solo one is a little bit harder, but if you got no friends, then by all means do the solo one. Now, of course, we've got 3 other triggers down here. There's Yamato, there is Mother, and there's Deus Esca. So these 3 you can do if you need the gear. So, you know, maybe your end game is that Guardian Soul for your unit, or you want to make Astral Soul on your unit. Then you can consider these 3, but most people don't really like these 3 missions, other than Deus Esca. Deus Esca's alright. People don't really like Yamato and Mother, mainly because in Yamato you gotta control the AIS, and in Mother you have to do the Ridgeroid part, and so people just don't like that. Now the second method, which is a method to make a ton of Meseta, was actually an idea from Camille118 over here on Reddit. They made this Reddit post, my guild members read it and just like plastered it all over on my Discord and were like, Caro, please test this. Please let us know if this is actually true or not. And so I went out of my way and tested this. I'm going to show you the method right now. Now, if everything I just said just flew over your head and you're just like, that's too difficult, I can't do that, I'm too low level, so forth and so on, then you can think about using Rising Weapon Badge 1s. Come here, scroll to the very bottom, and here's Elder of the Abyss trigger, and you can buy these instead. Because all you're going to be doing is you're going to be running this on normal mode, and you're just going to be blasting through the boss as fast as possible because you make a lot of Meseta. So I'm going to show you here, I'm going to buy 5 of them, alright? So in order to use your trigger, you simply come to the quest counter cleric, you talk to them, you go to sub quest, and right here there is going to be trigger quest. You're going to click on trigger quest, and if you have any triggers in your inventory, this thing will pop up right here, alright? So we're going to be doing it on normal mode, not extremely hard, normal. And a lot of people might be very confused on like, why are you doing it on normal? But just trust me on this, alright? I do recommend doing this in a group of 4 just because you get the 40 tri boost bonus instead of just doing it solo like what I'm doing here. So what I do is I simply take a drink. I will take out the rare drop rate of 250%, and then I'll take a tri boost 100%. And if I have the Meseta earned, I'll also take this as well, alright? And then I take jerky. So over here, I'm going to show you the buffs that I have when I go to character information. And you can see right here, I've got the Tri Boost, Rare Drop Meseta, as well as the drink. I've got more Meseta boost over here. This is the tree buff, which increases my Meseta gain by 30%, I believe. Then I've got the daily boost effect, which is another 50% Tri Boost. And I've got jerky. And that's it, alright? I'm going to store all of my Meseta so that I will be at 0 Meseta so we can see an accurate amount of how much Meseta we get from doing this once on normal mode. Just out of curiosity, I'm also going to put a timer now. So when I click on yes to activate the teleporter, I will begin the timer. So now. And this is just curiosity, I just want to see how fast I can do it, to be honest. So hopefully he doesn't be a doo-doo head and just crosses his arms and then just lets me attack it. So when he does this, you can just attack this and then you can kill him even faster. Like that. Done. So that was 51 seconds right there. So 30 seconds was waiting, 20 seconds was killing him. You open this, you collect all the Meseta. And how much was that? 100,000 Meseta right there. And then you don't even pick up any of the loot and you leave. And then you redo it. So in order to redo your trigger, you actually have to come to the quest counter terminal. You can't just come to the teleporter. There is no retry in current block. So now that I've shown you that method in order to make a ton of Meseta, you guys are probably blasting through it and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Then you're gonna hit a point eventually, maybe, that you're like, crap, I'm out of Rising Weapon Badge 1s. What do I do? Because if we come here, Rising Weapon Badge 1s, you can see that I've only got 9 left. And you're gonna be like, crap, I want to buy like, 50 more of these triggers, but I don't have enough Rising Weapon Badge 1s. What do I do? If you just come back here, go to Rising Weapon Badge 4s, scroll to the very bottom, you can see right here, you can exchange 1 Rising Weapon Badge 4 into 8 Rising Weapon Badge 1s. So basically every Rising Weapon Badge 4 that you have equals like 100,000 Meseta. So going by that math right there, right here, I have 762 of these Rising Weapon Badge 4s. This is essentially 76 million Meseta, right? That's a lot of Meseta. It's also insanity if you do decide to farm 762 runs of that normal mode. But you know, who am I to judge? I'm the guy with a bunch of Excubes, right? Now, if Excubes is your priority and not Meseta, then doing the Profound Darkness is gonna be the way to go. Because doing normal mode on Elder is not gonna reward you with anything that you can exchange into Excubes. Doing it on normal mode is purely just for Meseta gain. That's it. That's the only reason you would do it, alright? Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the rest.